A 14-year-old Izuku Midoriya, just out from the last day of school, would be heading home, going under a bridge to take a shortcut as he would be stopped in his tracks after seeing something come out of the sewers. A black goop that he doesn't know what it is, but he could tell that it has to be like someone with a quirk or something like that. He doesn't know. As this voice, or this at least goop of sludge, would look at him and say,
I need a host. You seem to be perfect. You are the closest thing here. Let's hope your body can take me.
As Deku would be bombarded with this kind of symbiote, he would just start feeling it kind of just going all around him, taking over his entire body, but him still somehow maintaining control. As eventually All Might would come around saying, like, I am here, and thinking that he heard a commotion around this area, and hearing something about like a kind of sludge-ish being was roaming the streets causing havoc, killing multiple different hosts that he tried to inhabit, because none of them could actually contain him. But Deku would just say, I think I saw it. I don't know, because like it's just like his memory's kind of hazy right after that. He doesn't really know what happened. He's just kind of in a daze. As All Might's just saying, "Are you okay, kid?" As Deku would just say, "Yeah, I think I'm fine. I just think I might have hit my head. I don't know." As All Might's just like, "It's okay. It's no problem. Just to make sure you get home safe." As All Might would leave, just thinking that it was like nothing, as Deku's too confused to be actually holding on to All Might's leg at this point. So he would walk and start walking, as obviously there wouldn't be any commotion. There wouldn't be any actual thing because the sludge villain wasn't there. This time it was just Venom. So Deku would go home that night and go to sleep, waking up the middle of the night in a complete sweat, not knowing what's going on, just completely like almost burning up, as he just like, what's going on? And a head would just come from him on the side where he could just look at it straight in the face, and he just says,
Food. We need food.
As Deku's just like, wait, what are you? Like, what's going on here? As Venom's just like, you don't remember me? I'm not going to do that Venom voice this entire time. I'll like put it in every few times, but it's too much straining to be bothered. So Venom just going, you don't remember me? That's strange. Your body somehow did manage to accumulate to my symbiotic abilities pretty well, and you haven't died yet, which is surprising. As Deku's just like, are you a person with a quirk, or what's going on here? Is this your quirk? As Venom's just like, quirk? Not a chance. This is me. I am a symbiote. I know all, I see all. And like he's just like talking about like the symbiotic like bond where he could technically just know almost a lot of things if someone else knows it, but obviously there's not like a multiverse in this story, so it really is not like effective as much as it usually would be. So he is just like explaining what's going on, and Deku would go into the fridge and just start rummaging through, eating, as it's eventually like fueling Venom up. And I'm going with the multiple versions of the Venom, but obviously at this point he's not going to be a villain. He's going to be more of an anti-hero turned hero later on. So after that day, he would be spend the next like few weeks just trying to figure out exactly what's going on with Venom, as eventually they would get to at least a point in their time where they at least understand each other, speak to each other, and know what's going on. They don't like bother too much with anything of that major sorts where they're just trying to deal with actually going through that I'm a complete villain, I'm going to kill everyone. Obviously they still go through the fact that Venom likes to kill, but it's not always too much of a big deal when it gets to that point. But yeah, so yo, what is up everybody? It is your boy Undead Strix here with another video. I gave y'all that little sneak peek into where at least we're gonna get started with the story, just because I thought y'all deserved it, and I think and I want to just test out if that's actually better for me putting this somewhere closer to around here, so y'all get some actual time to actually like the video. But if y'all do enjoy what you've heard so far and want to enjoy the rest of this, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you can get caught up with all of the latest videos. But with all of that said, let's get into the rest of it. So after spending all of this time just getting to know each other and finally coming to an agreement, Deku would just think that he has this form with Venom where he goes into actually the full Venom state, as he just thinks he could actually become a hero now. He doesn't have to worry about hurting himself, and he actually technically has abilities now, as he would go in and start like daily, he would start helping people, doing whatever he can, kind of being a hero but not really. That's why I'm saying he's an anti-hero. He's helping people, but he doesn't always do it in the most appropriate way. Venom will kill, he'll bite heads off and do all of that, but he's, for the most part, it's always helping people, and people always know that he's actually helping them. They all know that he's there to be a friend, so they don't really worry too much after during these 10 months. People don't know, at least, if he's coming to protect them. They're fine, but the villains and all of the people that are trying to hurt people, they all kind of get scared anytime that they hear the name Venom. Anytime they see a black monster just pop up randomly, they all know to be scared. So during the 10 months, he does a lot of anti-hero work, and he's just building up a lot of confidence being able to do this. Obviously, he doesn't like the fact that Venom kills, but he kind of has like the Tom Hardy Venom's mentality, where he doesn't like them killing, but he knows he can't really stop it, so they just come to an agreement, only kill the people that deserve it. As obviously that's not Deku's original mentality, but after getting to know Venom, and I'm actually changing his personality just enough that it actually matches kind of closer to Venom's actual more personality. So, and the fact that it kind of having Venom kind of darkens your actual personality quite a bit, obviously. So he's kind of just getting to that point where he understands that Venom's changing his actual personality, but Venom's also giving him abilities. He's also being able to help him truly actually accumulate to become an actual great hero someday. So he's not completely opposed to becoming a little darker and cynical. He doesn't really mind that. That's not a big problem for him. Why would it be? So during this 10 months, he does all the anti-hero work that he normally would be doing, and heroes hear the name Venom start popping up. They all try to come after him, and Venom knows not to kill these people, but he still incapacitates them and fights them on occasion, and he even fights All Might and usually ties or stalemates with All Might every single time. He's always completely fine and almost never actually gets any noticeable damage against him, because most of the heroes aren't strong enough to actually bother him. He's gone against Aizawa on a few occasions during this 10 months, and Aizawa tries to nullify his quirk. It never works. He tries and tries, but he never understands why is it this quirk nullifying. Maybe because it's not a quirk. As at the end of the 10 months, Deku goes to UA. He comes in and goes to the actual entrance exam. The written portion, he sees Bakugo, but this time he's not taking any of Bakugo's actual shit. So as Bakugo just say, "Why are you here, nerd?" And Deku just say, "Kachan, leave me alone. I'm not the same person that I was 10 months ago, so I'm going to get into UA, and you're going to learn to respect me. As, like, Bakugo's just like, you really think a quirkless loser like you is going to get into UA? Ha! That's pathetic. As Deku's just like, don't play with me. As he just moves right past him, sits down, takes the written portion, and leaves. He still as smart as he normally was, so he's not even having any problem with that. As he would sit down, hear President Mike explain everything, as eventually they would go out for the physical portion. He would transform into a new state that he had learned around the end of the 10 months, because he wanted to actually perfect Venom and actually like come together more congruently, eventually coming up with Agent Venom, or at least the Agent Venom appearance. Obviously people are going to notice that who he is, but he just wants to check what happens, because he knows that if they don't let him in, he could just keep being an anti-hero, and doesn't really matter which way it ends up happening, but he would prefer to be an actual full-fledged hero. He could try telling Venom to keep the killing down, or just stop killing in general, but obviously they would have to figure that out as they go along. But for the moment, he doesn't really mind too much about dealing with the people or dealing with anything else like that. So as the doors would open, he would go into his Agent Venom form, and people would look at him and see that he's completely changed. As all the heroes looking out from the actual, just like a viewing box, would see that it's another version of Venom. They all can see who it was, and see that it was a kid named Mizuku Midoriya, and they're just like, that can't be the person that's been doing the anti-hero work for the last 10 months. A 15-year-old? Can't be. As they're all just really looking at this kid, and they're seeing he's doing damage. He has all the actual weapons like Agent Venom has, and he's doing amazing. He actually has guns. He has full weapons around him, as he's using the guns and just completely shooting around everything. He's using all the weapons that he has, climbing walls and going almost everywhere. As eventually, once the 0-pointer would come out, he would be completely just calm. As Venom just you want to go full, or you just want to stay like this? As Deku's just yeah, they already probably been able to tell who I am by now, so let's just go back to the full state for right now. This one's big enough that I actually need to use full strength. As he would turn into the actual full 6 foot whatever Venom. As he would jump up into the sky, everyone sees how high he leaped. He leaped higher than the 0-pointer. As Venom would completely just almost embiggen his arm, using his symbiotic abilities just to make his arm a lot bigger, which is just an ability I'm giving. And he would just clock it completely forward, almost just blowing up the entirety of that 0-pointer without any problem. Everyone sees how strong he is, and they're all completely shocked, seeing that what has just happened. This kid is so strong. He comes down and sees Oraka. He didn't even notice she was there, and just keeps walking, going back into the Agent Venom state, and then transforming back to his regular version, just regular Izuku. As they're all just this kid, what is he? As he's trying to leave, all of the heroes, and I mean all the heroes that were watching, come down, and I mean in an instant surround him. And Deku's just what do you want? As Deku's all the heroes are just you're him, aren't you? Venom, the person that's been wreaking havoc and killing during all of these 10 months. And Deku's wreaking havoc? I've been doing what you heroes are too afraid to do. Kill. Most of the villains that you deal with always come back and end up hurting more people. Hurting the innocent. I've been protecting them. Go anywhere in the city. Anyone that knows me knows that if I'm helping them, they're always completely safe. They're always in no harm, and I make sure to protect everyone that I can. As they're just like, yeah, but you kill. That is the one thing that heroes should never do. That's the one line heroes shouldn't cross. As Deku's like, that's why I've stayed an anti-hero this entire time. I just came to UA because I've always wanted to go here. I can stop the killing, but that would kind of yeet my entire persona and kind of raise the villain standards if they know I'm not going to kill them. The worst that I'm just going to do is beat them to a blade pulp. As everyone's just like completely like in the fighting stances, Deku's like, during this entirety of a 10 months, none of you have ever been able to beat me 1-on-1, 2-on-2, and beat me with multiple people. This is the first time you've ever tried going all out against me, and you really think that's going to work now? As All Might just comes down and he looks at this kid and he's like, young Midoriya, don't I know you from somewhere? As Deku's just like, yeah, we met around 10 months ago when you said that there was a kind of sludge thing killing people. Turns out that it had came into me, and that's the way that I've been able to do this from all of this point. As almost like, how come you didn't tell me about this when I saw you 10 months ago? As Deku was like, I didn't remember 10 months ago. It had literally gone and just deleted my memory from that entire moment just because my body was just trying to adapt to it and I couldn't remember any of that. As almost like, so this is how you've been able to deal with like, all of us? Was this kind of, what is it? Person with a quirk that is inhabiting your body? As Deku's like, he's a symbiote. And his name is Venom. As All Might's just like, you can't go around killing. Police have a warrant for your arrest, or at least some do. Most of the other police see you as a hero. As Deku's just like, you see my point? Even the entire police system is completely mixed against their opinions of me. Half of them love me, think I'm doing an amazing job helping get rid of all the crime in the city, as the rest think that I'm just killing out of just pure fun. It's not completely fun for me. Venom needs the nutrients, obviously, and that kind of helps him out a little bit, but I didn't like him killing at first, but eventually we came to a compromise. He was killing innocents. I stopped him from doing that, so I helped you guys out a lot. As All Might's just like, you've been killing. You deserve to be in jail. And Deku's like, if you really feel like that way, I guess there's no point of me actually coming into UA. As Nezu's like, hold on there. I've seen all the work that you've done during the last 10 months. Obviously your methods are a little unorthodox and everything like that, but you have been able to do a lot of good hero-ish work. I can maybe talk to the police to help them out and help you out, get you into UA. But you need a promise. No more killing. That is the one rule that heroes should follow. Do not kill. As Deku's just like, you're talking to me about killing. Don't you have Snipe, whose literal quirk is to shoot people? You're telling me he's never killed anyone? And like, Nezu's just like, you aren't wrong, but there's a difference. He's doing it in a different way. As Deku's like, stop being hypocrites. If you're going to allow some heroes to kill and some not to, what's the point? As Nezu's just like, we'll come talk about this on a different date, but do you accept? And Deku's like, we could talk about it, but that no kill rule, we'll have to figure that out, because that isn't gonna always work for me. There are going to be some times where killing is the only option. So we'll see. As Nezu's just like, but the rest, and Deku's like, yeah, I'll agree with the rest. If you can deal with me with the cops, I can at least dial down my killing. And that's only if Venom agrees. as Venom's head would pop out and just say, "You sure about this?" As Deku's just like, "Yeah, but obviously you have a say in this too." As Venom's just like,
Why not? It could be fun.
and Deku's just like, "Well, there's your answer. We're in." As this is where I'm going to be leaving the part off. If y'all like the first part of this series, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next video. This is Undead Strix signing out. Peace.